recording. Back. Right. We are going to make that an unsafe wall. Housed from Thunders to Dogmatic. Right, let's fall first. Accept. I did a few experimenting, of experimenting with the pit of darkness, just to see what you can get out of it, and I got probably the best reward you could.
Keep your wits about you.
Kinokon 22. I've collected the planetary data you requested. With a respectful nod, the tech priest takes the data slate. The collected data is of interest, significant, compliant with criteria for cooperation. The Cognizance fleet thanks you for your contribution and guarantees the provisions of a reciprocal service indulgence in the form of parts and equipment. I gain some profit factor. Reporting the Kappa data supply line is ready to continue cooperation with the von Valancius dynasty in the sphere of planetary reconnaissance. Oh, mobile extractors, yay! Boots, the boots do. The wearer's melee attack is dodge, parried, or scores critical hit. The wearer gains agility plus bonus movement points. Do not provoke attacks opportunity to you. Anyway, it's any give in. I think I want to give in. Head back to our ship.
Let us not dawdle.
Head back to our ship and head to our first planetary destination. I really need a faster processor. And it means getting a new motherboard, new RAM. Ugh. Oh, we got anything on the ship to do? Go to Heinrichs. Speak tonight, lead navigator. Didn't that thing complete? Oh, it's this one. Lord Captain, the world of Foulstone has been upset by a conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees from the Winterscale Dynasty domain. Argument broke out near the tomb of a renowned holy man, Nicomendus Kifi. The tomb was damaged in the fray, the pilgrims revering Kifri's revival. Kilometers of Malpai claim Kifi to be a thief who had stolen the relics of Saint Cognitus and violated the sacred mysteries of his resting place to state his greed. The Order of the Hammer is furious at the heretical statement and the desecration of Keithi's burial site. Who is this Nicomundus of Philomethes? What is the issue here? Saint Nicomundus Keithi is a missionary who arrived in the Expanse alongside the founders of the Order of the Hammer, offering them valuable guides for colonizing Foulstone. He converted many worlds to the Imperium Creed, but his most famous feat was his search for the burial site of the legendary preacher, Saint Cognitus, who conquered the Expanse thousands of years ago, leaving behind scores of relics. Keithi was able to track down some of those relics. The Order was named after the power hammer of Saint Cognitus. Piety's charge. Cognitus Piety's charge. Menis of Malpe is a priest from Winterscale's realm. He preached in the same time as Nicomundus Keithi and denounced him for a false veneration of Saint Cognitus. He believed that Cognitus preached the incomprehensibility of the highest wisdom to the people, and that any attempt to learn it would only lead to heresy. He called the search for Saint Cognitus' burial site blasphemy and the collection of relics looting and soliciting. In his opinion, the sacred objects should not be congregated in one place but should find haven across the many worlds. The relics are power, and their aggravation gives way to pride. Aggregation. So what do we got? Relic. Order gets 5% chance to reduce incoming warp damage by half each point of deflection. Competency, lose efficiency. Maplin Shroud. The wearer, whenever the wearer deals damage with a melee attack, they gain 6 temporary wounds. The wielder's melee attacks deal additional damage, which I presume is based on temporary wounds. Yeah, temporary wounds. What do my advisors say? For a group that has just arrived on a foreign realm, the Malpians' conduct is insolent at best. Penance should be imposed on them. We will send them on a pilgrimage to find the relics of Saint Cognitus and to learn the ways of Saint Keithi. In this way, they would be of use for returning the lost relics, and the Order of the Hammer would be satisfied with just verdict. There was a similar theological dispute at the 5th Orphean Council, and the conflict between two cults that resolved in sacred duels. 20 champions from each side came forward, both sides vowing to accept the victor's teachings if they lost. I propose to invoke the council's edict to settle the dispute the same way. They believe that their faith is superior. Then let them prove it. Subject them to severe tests of faith. If they survive it, they will have proven their steadfastness. Even if the Order of the Hammer does not accept their argument, it will be easier for them to recognize the newcomer's right to interpret the way of Saint Cognitus if they prove it with their own blood and pain. The Malpians have renounced the concept of possession. Their vows are true and similar to ours, but they lack humility and reverence for the dead. The Bloodspawn Web could embrace their leaders. We could teach them. We could soothe their turmoil. So, Hendrix. Security Saint Cognitus Relic. Security, the relic, and some boots. Oh. Moving through blood-stained areas reduces the cost. Go figure. We're stored here. The Soul Pattern Power Sword. It's nothing. It's got a lot of armor pen. Nothing. Complacency versus efficiency. Shroud minus. The Mapeline preachers belong to the Bloodspawn Web now. Bring them aboard. From this day forth, these people serve the Undying One. A grim and solemn procession of preachers came aboard and made a vocal reunification of their former lives. Disturbed by the loss of their spiritual leaders, the refugees quietened down and no longer defied the order of the Hammer. The Order of the Hammer thanked the Lord Captain for her protection, staying true to the agreement between them. The gifts and profit factor. What's next? It's no downside, so execute. That'll get me some good old rep. Gotta spend some relics. I would like shopping. How much is jewelry worth? Oh, quite a lot. Up to 6. Trading. Key. Each enemy killed by the wearer's area attacks the wearer's damage by 3% until end. Yeah, okay. There's heavy armor there. Anything to pick up here? No. 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 Although, damn it, I did have some rep to drop in. Head back out to Cronus Expanse map. Right. Here's the oldest. Here's area attack. Boots. He's wearing that. Oh, that is quite. Scout. Get some. What's Canella got cloak-wise? Yeah, cloak is. Go with that. Oh, she hasn't got a mask on. She have a mask on. Argentus doesn't have the strength of a heavy booter. She needs, I think, 5 strength, and then as a perk it reduces it. New shotgun for me. 25. Less armor pen. But it has dodge reductions. Oh, hammer. Feels like a priest, like a chain axe. Not that unquenchable fear to get enemies away. What else need anything new? Lord. Not yet, because it doesn't notice. I shall be giving her. doesn't have a new form. She'll stick with these pistols. Give her lots of staffs, leaves, plasma gun, and plasma pistol is better. And I got this guy here. Armor. Have I got anything new? Fucking get out of it. Use medium. You got just basic. Change. Extra 20 armor. Dodge and parry. Need armor and 2 tech use. Get armor based on. He can now use that. He loses 2 tech use but gains a shit ton of armor. Trinkets. Wear gains 5% chance to reduce incoming walk damage by half a. Got deflection, so you might also take it. He has a 5% chance to reduce his warp damage by 1. Extra dodge for using side powers? Yes. Got killing 2 more enemies. Get a boot. Play, Mikey, though, better than one sheet. Right. Everybody have their grenades. Let's have a look. Missing him. Having heat. No, oh, ship. What ship management? Right. Sort of already got equipped. Short range, 4-shot macro cannons. In range, hit that. Five at 19 compared to 4 at 9. Change the. Yes. Change the little turret there. Alright. $70 double against blast, 80 against kinetic attack. Take the 80. Here. Right, 4 points, 5 points. That can go to add the card. This can. Let's head to our capital. Let's try to head to our capital. Ooh, big fluffy cloud. Oh. What's happened? I see what happened. Right. Chart new routes. All that I get only one. Cheap bastards. Your captain, Master Helmsman on the line. I can report that the quest for the capital world of the von Valancius dynasty is finally at an end. Darnosus is straight ahead. We've received countless greetings. Your subjects would like to know when their mistress will be arriving. The merchants, captains taking refuge in the orbital docks of Darnosus race to send you priceless welcome gifts, hoping to buy you favor to make an impression on the rogue trader. Tell Darnosus the rogue trader is coming home. It will be done, Lord Captain. After the connection to the Master Helmsman is cut, the voice crackles with Heinrich's voice. Lord Captain, I would be pleased to accompany you during your visit to Darnosus, so I can personally introduce you to Orchelius Scarlander, servant of the Golden Throne who previously attended Lady Theodora on Lady Theodora and Darnosis, I am counting on your benevolence. Voice cast ends with a click. We would like that. The princes of Ephesus Outpost send its award and joyous greetings to the rogue trader. The last times so great an honor was granted to this world was many decades ago, when her ladyship Theodora von Valancius ordered that a settlement be founded here. Thereafter showed no interest in its fate. Let's learn about what changes Jay made. The warehouse filled with newly purchased equipment has been built into the mining complex, and a new residential module is under construction for the workers hired by Mistress Adari on Footfall. The outpost will soon begin to grow, and its mistress will be able to watch over her small and delightful mansion surroundings by hydroponic gardens established on the rugged dunes. About Colony, a small outpost inhabited by 500 subjects. It is a small mining complex buried in the sand, deployed under Theodora, and 5 residential modules radiating out from it. Its dark-skinned inhabitants keep the colony in lustrous order, regularly praying to the god emperor, and toil diligently without rest. Here our voyage. And scan this. Here, Adaptus Mechanicus. What are you doing here? Lord Captain, a transport shuttle bearing the markings of the Adaptus Mechanicus is approaching the ship. Magus Tarsus delegation intends to board our ship, gain an audience with your ladyship. This is exactly how they phrased it. He intends, not humbly requests. Many of my tech comrades neglect diplomacy when interacting with the laity. It is regrettable. Punish them for their disrespect by letting them dock at the farthest and most dilapidated airlock, so that it takes them eternity to traverse the ship. A most humane punishment, my ladyship. Requesting permission to be present at the audience granted to my tech comrade. Do I want to leave Jay behind? That's the question. Well, she does fill out most of the roles for Pascal. Yes, I will leave her behind. Some porkery. A group dressed in crimson of the priesthoods of Mars walk towards you. Their gazes are fixed on Pascal. You know that the group is not monolithic. Some of its members are more heavily armored, follow a large tech priest clad in battle armor. Others keep a respectful distance and cast inquiring looks at their own leader, whose hunched posture belies his tall frame. Despite the hooded figure, the hood hiding his face, you recognize him as Omicron 22, whom you encountered on footfall. The enormous tech priest points his hand at Pascal and lets out a roaring boom, not unlike a factory alarm. It makes your very bones vibrate. Herald servo skulls marked with an emblem of the cog follow in his wake. They blare shrilly. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic in the forge, for rust begets rust. Pascal Hunneman, in the name of the Adeptus Mechanicus, you are under arrest. The hunched servants of the Omnissiah turn to you, diplomacy mode engaged. Announcement: the Adeptus Mechanicus offer their apologies, or would like to inform you the necessity of conducting an operation to detain, arrest, terminate a faulty unit of the rogue trader's territory. Study the priest. You identified the rare armor of the enormous tech priest is wearing a Secutor's plate mechanized suit. Secutor's plated mechanized suit. It carries the imprints of many battles and has markings that announce its status as a relic. Some of the armor's damage looks fairly severe, to a point of endangering its operation. The slivers of flesh revealed under the steel are marked with terrible chemical burns. Even now, every now and then, convulsions shake the tech priest's body, and a painful sounding hiss comes from his box. The tall tech priest who spoke to you looks more peaceful and makes a point of not drawing his weapon. There is an air of concern about the way he frequently glances over his fellow, scrutinizing his position. And who are you? In a burst of chanting, the server schools hasten to translate the Master's mighty bionic howl. Instrument of the Omnissiah, authorized to punish and extract vengeance, known by the design of Tarzan Hanuman. Identification code recognized and confirmed. These units are who they declare themselves to be. Who dares arrive on my ship uninvited, asking for trouble? Are you? Willingness to cooperate recorded. Mandate expand. I request the right to conduct non-interference in the operation to detain, arrest, terminate. The unit falsely identified itself as Pascal Hunneman. This heretic is accused of stealing personal identification codes, spreading tech heresy to the world of Kiva Gamma, and making an attempt on the life of the servants of Omnissiah. Deafening roar from the tech priest's box makes you grimace in pain. You touch your ear and notice blood on your fingers. The faulty unit will be removed. In the name of the Omnissiah, I condemn you. Lightning flashes across the warrior's armor. Agony resounds in the blare of his vox. alarm. In contrast, Pascal speaks quietly and coldly. You are malfunctioning, Tech Combat. I deem your logical conclusions questionable. The statement is false. Tech Brother Tarsus Hanuman is willingly undergoing holy torment, detetrination, which, however, does not critically affect his cognitive capability or data analysis. Unit calling himself Pascal Hanuman will have information that implicates you. Having learned that you are a member of the retinue, maintenance specialist in his service, the rogue trader on Valancius, we have come here with the goal of meeting you, intercepting you, engaging you in combat. Wait a minute, what happened on Kiva Gamma? That planet belongs to me. According to Vox interception data, the planet's fabricator sensor made incorrect, blasphemous modifications to Ministorum working processes, which qualifies as a lapse of sacrilege. The Adeptus Mechanicus are hereby officially notifying House von Valancius, having commenced an investigation into operation to remove fabricator sensors Delphine. Estimated time to procure completion 3.7 solar years. A data suggests that unit which used Magos exploiters Hanuman's identification codes performed an unauthorized upgrade on the planetary Vox array and introduced data deemed to be scrap code into its operation. This fact points to the unit's criminal complicity with the heretic Cubius Delphine. Do you have proof that this tech priest is who he claims to be? Confirmed, according to the archive entry 1E99237, Magus Explorer Tauzaman Hanuman served on, maintained the ship, identifier classified in the capacity of Aquariary Caretaker. He sustained extensive damage to both the organic and sacred parts of his body. A series of sacrilegious breaches, the right of operation, assassination attempt. Owing to a significantly fortunate coincidence by Omnissiah's grace, enough of his operational capacity was preserved for him to don a Goliath model sacred battle harness, which would preserve his vital functionality. Archive entire personality data sealed by the captain of the identifier classified. The sound from the tech priest Vox is like a moan bending steel beam. Servo Skull declares, "For vengeance I thirst, as I tread the path of vengeance, follow a blasphemous miscreant's bloody tracks." Analysis of the security system showed that assassins, heretics, infiltrated the Requiem using Tech Brother Tarsus's unique identification code. Someone had stolen, duplicated Brother Tarsus's identification, which is a grade 3 transgression, and the unit making the alleged criminal claim to be Pascal Hanuman is known to have previously used, entered, stolen code. What do you say to this, Pascal? Pascal replies firmly, his voice crackling with a hint of indignation. I deny these charges. I never plotted against my tech combat. My cognitive purity vows were never distorted. My unique identification code was never stolen. I am the true Magus exploiter Hanuman. I am not guilty. The tech priest's deep, guttural roar blends with the server school's high-pitched whine. False witness. Does the big fella have to roar? Negative. Upon completing his sanctification procedure, Tech Brother Tarsus vowed modified his engrammic augmentic algorithms in order to never desecrate, sully, tarnish his mouth box cognitive process with flesh skin. The server skull screeches. Mine is a pure and bioharmonic tone that preserves only what is true, shuns scrap data. They're saying this bloodthirsty Hulk is a saint. The statement is true. Brother Tarsus has the honor of wearing, authorized to wear, the sacred battle harness that belonged to the Magus militant Archspectre Lucius of the First, champion of the faith, holy scouts, to join the cause of conquering the Coronis Expanse. After his death, termination of his vital functions at the hands of the Xenos, his damaged Goliath class armor was preserved and given the status of a relic. The Adeptus Mechanicus regards this act as voluntary martyrdom, self-destruction, for the glory of the Deus Mechanicus. This battle harness is classified as Cogni armor, a machine spirit living in the strong and wise. In it is strong and wise, but it took major damage in the course of Magus Valancius' last battle. Besides sacred litanies and impurities of service to the Omnissiah, imperatives of service to the Omnissiah, the armor broadcasts a continuous signal of suffering and agony into the Tech Brothers' Tarsus' mind. Can't we just work this out together? Request approved. Ready to work in cooperation mode. Tarsus gives you a hardly look and lets out a howl of wrath. Archiving. Tech Brother Tarsus poses lay participation in investigation search for truth. Unit Omicron 22 advises in favor of House Von Valancius representatives participation request. I insist a joint investigation arresting a rogue trader's retinue without any justification stands in breach of the law of my privilege of a warrant. Request for cooperation reviewed and accepted. I request Tech Brother Tarsus consent to the cooperation of representatives of the Von Valancius dynasty in the investigation proceedings. A sacrilegious conspiracy. I refuse help from laypersons. I am a cog of the Deus Mechanicus that grinds down corruption, and I will carry out the sentence immediately. Pascal freezes, but the green spark of light in his eyes, light up his visor. He extends a hand towards Tarsus and replies, in the clanging voice, that the cycle be discontinued. You realize Pascal's words are coming from both his own vox and Tarsus's. Then every sensor on the executioner's battle harness lights up at once. Blindly and wounded armor, Levian lets out a deafening roar of pain. Attention, priority notification. Service units of Kappa Theta supply line are unauthorized to confront the rogue trader. Command, retreat and reinitiate negotiations. Wait, run away!
You will beg for mercy, and I will grant none.
Awesome. Right. Scout. Move over here. Killer bath. Yeah. Abroad. Here. Genta. What about? Oh, the service. They were operatives. Oh,
My ears are ringing. Just a minor setback. Time to prove my mettle.
right, that hurt.
A tactically sound approach. No matter the cost.
Himself.
Field medicine at its finest. It will be done. Indeed. At your beck and call. Victory is grey hair, sure hand. A soldier would have been disciplined for such a performance. Lesson learned.
I won't object to it.
That was good.
Let's see to it. The Emperor is on our side.
Shield batch.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Right.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omnissiah. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Pascal's turn done.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
Hammer out.
I'll do it. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Bit of that, and
I'll do it.
right. Bit of blood. Good oath.
I shall not fail. As honor ordains. As the tenets demand. The shadows was caught by the web.
They dance now. It hurts.
Trust me.
Then
As honor ordains.
good.
As the tenet killing brings me no pleasure.
Dance. Right.
I'll make it happen. On it.
Who if not me?
I'll make it happen. I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
And to Pascal.
Accept your lot.
My vow is to serve. Request approved. Setting target parameters for Tech Familiar unit. Running binaric override. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Running binaric override. Request approved. The scriptural vulnerability analysis. Successful. Combat is an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Who, if not me?
Could I technically? Yes, I could.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
He survived. Bugger.
Can't catch my breath.
Not my worst day.
Oh.
Yet. Reduced to dust. At your beck and call. Indeed. I will do my one fewer target.
Insignificant value.
Everyone, step aside. I won't object to it. For the throne's glory.
Each strike is a prayer.
Naturally. But of course, Lord Captain.
Explorators know one route. Forward. My vow is to serve. The Omnissiah knows.
Oh, hello. Oh, yeah, I was a bit engrossed in combat at the time. Thank you for the follow. Requesting sentience of hostilities. Help your brother. The eunuch that called himself Tarsus Hanuman is dead. Has been disabled. This material asset is beyond restoration or reuse of spare parts. After a pause, Pascal bows his head and a Binheric requiem pours out of his vox. Despite his misconceptions, he was a servant of the Omnissiah. What did you do to him, What did you do to Tarsus, Pascal? Pascal, confused replies comes from his vox in a rasp, unable to fulfill request. Omnissiah granted me an epiphany, and I muttered muted and maimed the machine spirit that was filling Tarsus' mind with fury. I do not fully understand the manner of my appeal to it. The situation perfectly mirrors the incident on the Ryklid Minaris, where I appealed to the machine spirit of a manufacturing mechanism and laid it to rest. Sorry you had to kill your comrade. I also have a negative assessment of this event. The Adeptus Mechanicus still accused the unit identifying itself as Pascal Hanuman as criminal theft of unique identification code. Unlike Tech Brother Tarsus, I cannot authorize to immediately arrest, execute the unit, but neither am I authorized to drop the inquiry. There are no apostate among us. The piercing voice from the Vox synth is more overwhelming than Tarsus' thunderous roar. Tech Brother Tarsus and the machine spirit that lived in his battle harness succumbed to the suffering that beset them. Their judgment was rash and erroneous. Now their torment is over. I declare them martyr, and I am requisitioning Tarsus Hanuman's neutral dogmatic for the purpose of preserving his blessed memory. The astonished tech priest looks at Pascal. Looks on. Pascal leans over the slain man's body and extracts the augment from his skull. His movements are precise, as if they were respectful. Oh, listen in silence. With each word, Pascal's voice grows more powerful and majestic. You saw the agony of your tech brother Tarsus with it. His unbridled pain spurred faith, imitated you. Yet you were silent. Reverence stopped you from raising your voice to proclaim that the machine spirits with which his mind has merged was morbidly afflicted. The imperative of reverence had paralyzed your will, and you watched a tragedy unfold in silence. The sixth universal law states, comprehension is the true path of knowledge, yet your procedural cycle has robbed you of your comprehension. Therefore, let the cycle be discontinued. There is a clang as Omicron 22's knees press into the floor. Crimson hooded heads are bowed. Let the cycle be discontinued. Radiant light pouring out of Pascal's visor grows dimmer. Static creeps back into his voice. Let the cycle be discontinued, tech comrade. Now, what the hell just happened? Pascal's Vox synth crackles somewhat tentatively. I decided to sustain my words with an expert from one of the Blessed Armand's sermons. A loss of internal and external functions. Verses 4. My analysis deemed it appropriate. What is the reason for the act of genuine fluctuation? It has been a long time since the words of the Messiah of discontinuing were last spoken, openly, over public communication bans. We respectfully welcome wisdom return. Though he is not forgotten after all. Messiah of discontinuer. Is that how you refer to Armament? Following Archmage's Armament Parthenon. Associations removal from the chain of command. That was the authorized attribution on a series of sermons of discontinuing cycle that were this mentioned across the cognitive fleet. It was in fact a title used by many times past. Armand's teaching is not heretical. His statement is false, contrary to what servants of the Omnissiah thought they knew. Preference to believe. The Fleet Supreme Conclave never issued an official statement on this decision. 37% of the Supreme Conclave members openly supported Archmage's Armand's views and disappeared, were removed from the chain of command, and the circumstances that were classified. The Supreme Conclave has not had a quorum ever since. Do you know where he is now? Data unveiled. No report has mentioned Archmage's armament since the incident of the Arch Mechanicus Hermeticon, which led to the presumed disappearance of that void ship. My archive has no data on Hermeticon's incident. The vessel was the Blessed Armand's base of operations. It is lost. Pascal's voice is filled with anxiety. Were you among his followers? Negative. I had no connection with Archmage's Armand and was never a member of his flock. Disciple retinue. However, my analysis of the doctrine outlined inspired me deep respect for, trust in him. I presume the conflict is now over with Pascal. The data received proves a basis for calling the fallen tech brother Tarsus' hypothesis into question, out of respect for, due to the lack of authorization of indict, the followers of the Messiah of discontinuing. We will not proceed with arrest termination. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Thank you, Tech Brother Omnicron 22. Now the issue is over, you can stay on my ship. Request denied. The Capra Beta supply line delegation is leaving Dionysus express gratitude for the hospitality ceasefire and proclaims its intent to return to footfall to resume performing its regular functions. The tech priest looks over Pascal as if waiting for something. Pascal's macadendrites briefly touches the shoulder of Omnicron 22, who bows respectfully. We're leveled again. Another axe, power sword.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Let's end it here. Recording anyway.